Hey everybody, welcome to the SoCal Dram Tram. I'm Matt.
I'm Caesar.
And today, we got a good bottle today for you guys. I say that knowing absolutely nothing about what's in this bottle. Based on what I've heard from other people online, other whiskey tubers, I'm excited about this one. Today, we've got the Kilkerran Campbeltown Distillery, distilled at Glengyle Distillery, and this is a 12-year aged scotch, and it's matured in oak. And it's presented at 46%. No information on if color is added or anything like that, but I don't believe that they do, according to some of the reviewers that I have been watching. And this is kind of special for me because I was watching Aquavita's Best Producer of 2019 video a few weeks ago, and this was actually his Best Distiller of the Year. And he's one of those guys that I kind of take a lot of stock in his opinion. He's recommended some bottles and terms on his channel that I have not been steered wrong on so far. The guy knows his stuff. If you haven't checked him out, Aquavita on YouTube, The Water of Life, check him out. You will not be disappointed. But I gotta say, if you are checking us out, chances are you've heard of him. So what do you think we're gonna get out of this bottle, Caesar?
I'm not sure, but I am excited to try it because just like, ooh, it's a nice little pop.
That was a great pop.
just like that Ardbeg brand, I wanted to try so much. This Kilkerran has definitely been another one that I've been down to try too. So I'm excited, very excited.
Yeah, I've always seen this on a shelf, and I thought the label was cool looking, and I just, kind of always passed it by. I think I paid about $67 for this, if I'm not mistaken.
12 years?
In our market. 12 years, it's a little salty, but it's also kind of right in line with the rest of the 12 years these days, especially with, the fact that Scotch is a little bit higher in price point now. We do have those tariffs that are coming, so I'm curious to see kind of what's going to happen in the world of the market. Now, this is a Campbeltown Scotch. I have never had a Campbeltown.
I have never been to Campbeltown.
Neither have I. What about that? Like I said in our first video, guys, I think this is going to end up being how do Caesar and Matt get to Scotland. Not anytime soon, but this is going to be one of those things. But I'm very excited about this bottle, very excited about this glass. I love the color of it. I don't think any coloring has been added to this, just by looking at it. And it's just got this very kind of soft amber color. Like, you know what it kind of looks like, in all honesty? Like, let's just say it was a tad bit darker, but if you look at like the bottle, especially under these lights, you can't see the lights, we can. Remember Jurassic Park? Remember the mosquito on the camera?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
It looks like that. Like John Hammond's
going
to walk in there.
Oh, it's perfect. That's a good, that's a good one. But
yeah, nonetheless, I'm super excited about the now known as Jurassic Park bottling. What are you getting on the nose?
To be honest, so far, I mean, once again, I might have to do with the neck pour, but I just get like I get nothing but alcohol, nothing but that like nail polish.
Yeah, it's kind of hot. Like at 46%, it smells pretty hot.
It's how much?
46.
Oh, 46. Okay. So
it's not like a high percentage of alcohol, but I think this is going to be one of those where, like, if this were at 40, and again, I'm spitballing here. I'm taking a shot in the dark because I've never had this, and neither has Caesar. You literally saw us pop the cork right now. The only difference is that I took the little seal off because it takes a second to do it on camera. We don't want to do that. But this is going to be interesting because I think we're going to get some different things out of it. But I think at 46%, it's going to do more for it than just presenting it like a 40% or a 43%. I think when you get a little bit more booze in there, it allows you to play with it a little bit more. As you know, we put water in our whiskey every review, so we can kind of see what it does to it. Forgot to mention what coins we're using today because, this is a professional organization anyway. I'm using New Dram Drinker coins. New Dram Drinker on YouTube. Anthony, you're awesome, man. He went ahead and put together this little care package, sent it to me about a month or so ago. Man, you're great. I appreciate you. Him and his wife or girlfriend, I apologize. I'm not 100% sure. But they do reviews, and they're fantastic.
You got him in trouble now.
I know. You're going to have to shoot me in the foot.
You know he hasn't proposed. He's been with her for like 3 years, and she's waiting on it, and now she's going to see this video, and she'll be like, yeah, well, why aren't you doing it, Craig? Yeah, dog.
Or they are, and they're looking at us like we're just fools, which is... You can look at us like we're fools anyway.
We are fools.
But nonetheless, Anthony, man, thank you so much for this. This is something that I'm going to treasure. Even if I wasn't doing reviews on YouTube, this is something that's awesome, man. I super appreciate it. Thank you so much. What are you using?
I'm actually gonna stick with my also whiskey guy because I just love his reviews. And then for my coaster coin, I'm gonna stick with the whiskey dick.
So what are you getting on the nose? For me, I'm getting vanilla, which would make sense because of that oak. The alcohol burn has kind of gone away a little bit since it kind of been letting it air out a little bit. But vanilla, maybe a little bit of like pepper in there.
Now, I'm going to stop you right there because something that is important to notice that I didn't realize until you said was, that acetone, that nail polish, that strong alcohol content that came through when I first smelled it 3 minutes ago is now, like, I'd say 40% to 50% died down, and I could actually taste these little, or smell these little sweeter notes behind it. So folks, keep in mind, it definitely is important to let it sit a little bit, let it air out a little bit, especially on a brand new bottle that hasn't been touched by air. So that way you could actually get the notes that are coming through. But before I get into it too, with just the smell, it still smells a little spicier, a little hotter, meaning a little higher in alcohol than, for example, past that Ardbeg Ugandale that we had, that was 54%, like 10% higher. It didn't smell nowhere near this spicy or this hot. So for this being less alcohol and it smelling more like alcohol, I'm curious to see what it's going to taste like.
It's interesting. So some scotches, when they're presented lower, they smell like more of a punch in the face. Mm-hmm. And when they're presented higher, they don't. It's super interesting. So I took a sip. And I got your vanillas. I got the little bit of pepper. That's from that oak casking. I almost got like a little bit of like sea spray, kind of like on a boat when you're rip roaring going, and you get a little bit of that like splash from the water, and you kind of get that aroma from the water, like a little bit of that sea spray in it. But then, man, the damnedest thing happened. And I'm wondering if you got it.
Well, I think it finishes pretty smooth though.
It finishes smooth, but there's a puff of smoke. There's a little bit of peat in here. Now, I'm sure that I knew that somewhere in the back of my head, but I watch so much content on YouTube, but like I forgot about it, and there's a little puff of smoke in there. I really like that.
There is?
Like, it's a subtle, just like, oh, hey, what's up? You forget about me?
That's a good way to put it, because initially the first 5 flavors that hit your face have nothing to do with the smoke. It's not up until the flavors are going away that you actually get that smoke, that peat coming through, which is actually good because I'm surprised because you get that peat and then it lands smoothly. Like, like I said before with the runway, he's telling you, come on in, land. Like, that alcohol is landing smoothly. Like, there's no burn. And with that smoke, it's a nice like, oh, all right, well, let me take another sip. Oh, there it is at the end. Oh, okay, well, then let me take another sip. Oh, there it is finishing again. Let me take another sip.
Yeah, so I've had about 3 sips now, and not like super large sips, but like the finish is still going. Like, I'm still kind of chewing on this finish. I'm really liking this. And I'm almost getting like a little bit of lemon in there. Not like a zest, like just lemon, like not like lemon extracts, but like a limoncello candy. Remember when I went to Italy in Capri, limoncello's everywhere. Limoncello. You can get like a limoncello.
Like a cello made out of lemon?
Yes, it's literally a lemon with strings on it, and some dude in a tux.
I've never heard it. I've personally never heard it.
Never had limoncello?
I don't know what a limoncello.
I'm about to get you some candy, limoncello candy. It'll blow your mind. But nonetheless, in Capri, limoncello is like the thing. And this is reminding me of like a limoncello white chocolate that I brought back from Italy. And God, it still makes me cry that I can't get it here. But it was so good. Again, fat kid. But almost even like a little bit of like licorice sweetness, but not like sweet, like a black licorice, but not like super bitter.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
So good.
You know what? I was waiting. I was like, what the hell? I was like, it's not normal sweet. What's that sweet? And then he said licorice. Bam, there it goes. That's what it is. Licorice. That it's not super sweet, but like if you put a licorice right to your nose and sniff it hard, like you're gonna get a smell out of it. And that style, that type, that deep of aroma is kind of what I get from this. Like if you were to crack it and smell it really hard and then you taste this, it would go hand in hand for sure.
So the water, I added a couple of drops. it really kind of cranks. Have you put water on it yet?
Yeah, I think it mellowed it down.
It mellows it down a little bit, but it kind of cranks up that peat.
Oh, yeah. No.
The peat a little
For
bit
sure.
more. Whatever smoky aspect to this whiskey that's in the glass.
It's only whatever it finishes with.
It brings it back. So like before where the peat was like, once you take it down, it kind of puffs back up. This is like, oh, I'm coming with you. I'm going to bring it down with me. The sweetness kind of comes up a little bit, but the peat overrides it. But it's good,
Well,
man.
what I think happened there is like the peat beforehand was with the finish. So it finished smoothly, it landed smoothly, and there's the peat like at the end. So with adding water and diluting the alcohol, I think that's why we only get the peat, because whatever it finished with, that finished landing note after everything was done, is what stuck around. So I actually like that. This is one I would like with water. It definitely does add a little peat to it if you like that sort of thing. If not, you don't need to add no water to it.
And by peat, I'll do a little bit more of kind of what peat is and stuff like that for some people who may not know what it is in a later video. But that's kind of what gives you that smoky flavor like we've been talking about. But this isn't like a Bowmore where it just punches you in the face with like an ashtray. Like imagine literally taking an ashtray out of, an old bar that's been there for 50 years and just kind of sticking your nose in it and then maybe just daring to put your tongue in it. That's not this. This is going back to that barbecue smoke, really sweet, subtle hint of smoke.
However, I'd like to add, like, that Ardbeg Uigeadail that we reviewed, that was a really good smoky whiskey, is a really good high volume smoky whiskey. Like everything about it is smoky. Like from the opening to the bottle, to the smell on the nose, to the sip, to the next sip with water, everything all the way through and through, is smoky from the get-go. Where this guy, at first, it's like hints here, hints there, it finishes with a little bit, and then only once you add water do you actually get a full-on, kind of like, all right, this is smoke, this is where it's at. So they're two completely different monsters. They're both great. They're both great, trust me. But on the notes of smoke, this is definitely a notch down from the Ardbeg Uigeadail, but it's still definitely very good.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's a bold statement when he's not an influencer, but because he's an advocate for everything but, right? But when when someone like him is like, hey, this is my producer of the year, you take note of that. You're like, okay, I take stock in this person's opinion because, he hasn't steered me wrong yet. He knows his stuff, things like that.
Yeah,
and quite frankly, I'm an idiot. And when I go look at the shelf, I'm like, well, what's there? And so when I see a bottle like this, I'm like, $67. I don't know about that. So then he gives it his Producer of the Year award, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should give it a shot. Had some dialogue with him, and he kind of, walked me through what the feelings might be on this, and man, you're spot on. And when I replied in terms of when I get to the end of this bottle, I'm gonna have to get another one. I gotta say, I cannot wait to see what this bottle does as it goes down, and to really get some other bottlings from this distiller. This. I haven't gotten excited about a new distiller in a minute, so this is something that I'm excited about because I know they have some cask strength options. I know they have some sherry cask finishes. I'm wanting to run to the liquor store right now and see what we have, but payday ain't until the end of the week. But nonetheless, there we go, first drop, right? Yeah, this is really good. What are you thinking for a score?
No, for a score, to be honest, I'm gonna give it a solid 3. Once again, I'm going to give it a solid 3 because for that price point, for the age it is, for the brand, for the taste, I think it's good. I think it's a definitely great a 3. A solid 3 for sure. It didn't rock my socks, but that's not to say not everything's going to rock your socks, you know what I mean? Of course not. But this right here is definitely the step right below it. It's something I would love to have in my bar. Absolutely no problem with. And folks, I know we keep talking about this Aquavitae guy, but trust me, folks, it's like, if you need help with your math homework and you happen to have a math college professor by your side, yeah, you're going to ask for his help because he's educated in that field and he's most likely to give you a good help or good advice. Aquavitae is the equivalent to whiskey. He's a whiskey. I guess he's a whiskey professor.
He's an enthusiast.
He's an enthusiast.
He knows his stuff. He's a whiskey geek by his own admission. And again,
hot and fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body, got every man in there.
No R. Kelly. we don't speak of that person here. But I'm gonna get locked in a house. But going back to the good people of the world, Aquavite, and other people on WhiskyTube. Again, this is kind of we're going into the new year with this video, and Scotch for Dummies, Scotch Test Dummies, Whiskey Dick, New Dram Drinker, I Whiskey She Wines, The Mash and Drub. The list literally goes on and on and on. There's so many of you guys that I've been following, that Caesar's now following. You guys are just like an inspiration to us, and this is kind of turning into a long thank you video. But nonetheless, you guys are fantastic. We are nothing but humble admirers of you guys. And so thank you for everything that you guys have given us. Just wanted to kind of throw that in there. But if I had to score this, I got to say, I'm going to go a little bit higher than you. I'm going to go with a 4. I think for the price point, for the booze you're getting in the bottle, for the flavors that you're getting in the bottle, this is something that you got to try. This is something that I will probably keep stock on my bar now. When it hits that, bottom of label area, it's time to go buy another one. So this is 4 cards hooked up to the tram for me. Easy money every day. I was really excited to open this bottle because now I can actually sip at it every night. And I don't regret picking it up by any stretch of the imagination.
Hey folks, to be honest, that right there is like half the reason we do this. It's kind of just an excuse to get good alcohol and try it and review it. Yeah, I mean, at least my girlfriend and his wife seem to think that that's a good reason why to do this. So thanks, babe, and thanks, sis.
For sure. Well, guys, do us a favor, because this video is getting a little long, we know. But do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that little bell so you know when we go to add new content. You can find us on Instagram at SoCal Dram Tram. You can find us on YouTube. Well, you can find us here. You're already here, so tell your friends. Do us a favor, leave some comments down below. Let us know how we're doing. Have you had this bottle? What do you think of it? Do you think we're crazy? That's fine. We probably are. But hey, do us a favor. Share this video with your friends. We can't thank you guys enough for joining us along this journey. You got anything else to add, Caesar?
All aboard!
Woo-hoo! Catch you next time.